Today at the Carefree Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make Nutella No-Bake Cookies. These are completely irresistible and so easy to make. They're made with Nutella, old-fashioned oats, and mini marshmallows. And it's a simple no-bake cookie recipe everyone in the family will love. Okay, so what you need for this recipe is, we'll start off with some butter, just some regular salted or unsalted is fine. And then to that we're gonna add a little bit of milk and some sugar. Then we've got some oats, and the oats that we're using are just regular rolled oats. Those are great. And marshmallows, which are a secret ingredient in my no-bake cookies. And then of course some Nutella or just whatever you have on hand, hazelnut spread. And then we have a dash of salt, and then some vanilla flavoring. Okay, so before we get started, I am just using a cookie sheet, and this is just a big cookie sheet that I would normally use for chocolate chip cookies or something like that. And I like to do this instead of parchment paper or wax paper because sometimes you take the cookie off and then the wax paper sticks to the cookie. This works really good. I just like to take a cube of butter and then grease the bottom of this cookie sheet. That way, when you bite into your cookie, your first taste is going to be butter and not the nonstick cookie spray. Okay, on medium-high heat, start by adding the butter. And to the same pot, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of milk and 1 cup of sugar and just a dash of salt, and this is probably 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, now we're gonna wait for this butter to melt and then bring it up to a rapid boil. And then we're going to boil it for 1 minute. All right, so that's about the boil that we want. We want it to be boiling all over the bottom. And then I'm just going to start my timer for 1 minute and continue to stir. And this will help the cookie set up. When you drop it, you want it to be firm but not runny, but then also not too overdone so that it's crumbly. So we found that 1 minute is just about right for Nutella No-Bake Cookies. Okay, and then right at 60 seconds, I'm going to add the marshmallows because we want to melt that first, and then I'm going to add the Nutella. We have about 7 seconds left. Okay, cancel that timer, turn the heat off, and then add the marshmallows. Now I'm just gonna stir this up really quick, which will cool the sugar mixture down and also melt the marshmallows. And the marshmallows are just going to help everything set up a little bit better. And now I have my Nutella spread. Just gonna put that in there with my marshmallows. Get a little bit more of that out. And now when your marshmallows are almost melted, we're going to add in the oats, the vanilla. And then just stir that up. Okay, now we'll drop these onto a cookie sheet, and I'll show you how to do that. To make the Nutella cookies, I like to just get a scoop on my spoon and then use the back of another spoon to put it on the pan. Okay, and this recipe is enough to make about 12 to 15 big cookies. Here are these Nutella No-Bake Cookies that are so easy to make. They only take about 10 minutes to throw together. They're loaded with chocolate and that sweet hazelnut spread that we all love. They're made with old-fashioned oats and also the secret ingredient, mini marshmallows. It's a perfect, simple, no-bake cookie everyone loves. You can get more details and a printable recipe on my website, thecarefreekitchen.com. They're so easy and so quick. I hope you guys like these Nutella No-Bake Cookies as much as we do. They're a staple at our house. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.